Welcome, dear dreamer. You found your way to Moonlight Whispers, a quiet corner of the night where stories breathe softly, time slows down, and the world feels just a little more gentle. Settle in, let your thoughts rest, and allow tonight's tale to guide you into calm, warmth, and wonder. Tonight's story leads us to a quiet place where time stands still and a single warm light waits in the darkness. I've always been drawn to quiet roads, the ones that twist between forgotten fields and sleepy old trees. Some call them boring, but to me, they feel like doorways into stories that haven't been told yet. One autumn evening, long after the sun had slipped behind the hills, I found myself driving along one of those roads. The sky was a heavy velvet blue, the kind that makes the stars look like little breaths of silver. And that's when I noticed it. A house. Small, crooked, with a sagging roof and vines crawling up the sides. It looked abandoned, the kind of place that belongs more to memories than to people. But in the front window, glowing softly like a quiet heartbeat, was a light. Not a bright light, not cold or electric, just a warm, golden lamp, burning gently in the darkness. I slowed the car, because something about that light felt hopeful, like it was waiting for someone, like it had been waiting for a very long time. Curiosity nudged me forward, the way a soft hand might guide you towards something you're meant to see. The air was chilly, smelling of leaves, earth, and distant rain. As I approached the house, the wooden porch creaked under my steps, and through the dusty window, I saw the lamp, its glow spilling across the floorboards in a warm little pool of gold. I knocked gently. No answer. I knocked again. Still nothing. But the light didn't flicker. It simply glowed. Steady, patient. Finally, I tried the door, and to my surprise, it opened with a soft sigh, as though the house had just awakened from sleep. Inside, everything was covered in dust except a single table by the window and the lamp, the warmest light I had ever seen. Beside it lay a cup of cold tea, long forgotten, and a book open to the middle. Someone had been reading, and then simply never returned. There was a small notebook next to the cup, old, with worn pages and a cracked spine. I hesitated only a moment before opening it. Inside were short entries, little pieces of someone's thoughts. If they come tonight, I'll be ready. The lamp must stay lit. They'll see it from the road. Another night, still waiting. But hope is worth keeping the lights on for. The writing was gentle, steady, but filled with a quiet sadness. I turned the page. It has been 40 years today. If they return, they must know the way home. The lights will guide them. 40 years? 40 years waiting for a guest who never came? The house suddenly felt heavier, like the walls were carrying the weight of that waiting. I didn't want to disturb anything further, so the next day I drove back into town to ask if anyone knew about the house. The woman at the small grocery store nodded slowly when I described it. "Oh, that place," she said softly. "It belonged to a man named Elias." She told me the story in a voice full of autumn wind and faded memories. Elias had lived alone for most of his life, but he wasn't always alone. Long ago, he had a brother, younger, full of restless energy. One summer, the brother promised to return after traveling across the country. He told Elias, "Leave a light in the window for me. I'll find my way back." But the brother never returned. A tragic accident, the woman said. News that never reached Elias until many years later. And by then he had already kept the lamp burning for decades, she whispered. Every night, just in case. I asked what happened to him. He passed away peacefully, she said. Last winter, the lamp went out soon after. I felt a cold shiver. But it was glowing last night, I said. She stared at me, not with fear, but with a fragile kind of wonder. Maybe, she said softly, some promises never stop trying to come home. That night, I returned to the old house. The sky was darker than before, the wind quieter, the world more still. But the lamp glowed exactly as it had the night before. Soft, golden, patient. I stepped inside again, but everything felt different. Warmer, almost alive. On the table was the notebook, open now to a new page. A page that hadn't been there the night before. And it read, "Thank you. The light was seen at last." My breath caught. The cup of tea beside it was warm. Warm. I stood there for a long time, staring at the gentle glow in the window, feeling tears I didn't expect rising behind my eyes. Maybe someone had finally come home. Or maybe, after all those years of waiting, Elias's hope had found its way to where it was meant to go. Either way, the house no longer felt lonely. It felt complete. I never saw the lamp lit again after that night. When I passed the house weeks later, the window was dark, quiet, at rest. But sometimes, when I drive that road under a moonlit sky, I still feel the warmth of that golden glow. Not on my skin, but somewhere much deeper. A reminder that waiting is an act of love. And some lights never fade. They simply wait for someone to see them. May your nights be gentle, your dreams be kind, and may the moonlight always find you. Good night, dreamer.